Greece trip, and the second day we're there, we do a booze cruise. And this isn't a booze cruise that could happen anywhere. Uh-oh. Who is it? Maid service, maybe.
It might be Andrew.
So,
when did you even come home? And how much
Drew, I'm telling this without you. I'm going to tell this without you because you've heard it anyway.
Oh, go ahead. Oh,
So, this booze cruise couldn't happen anywhere in the United States, period, because it's just so unbelievably dangerous and reckless that I can't even thinking about it. I can't even believe they allow it. I've heard 2 people have died on it before because you do like cliff jumping and you're climbing these things and you're just dead shit-faced. In order to get on the boat, I remember Allison went with us and she was not impressed. And she was just like, I thought this was going to be like a relaxing vacation, not like a college spring break. It was a college spring break on steroids. So to get on the boat, you have to take 3 shots in a row consecutively before they'll let you on the boat. One's like a kind of a girly foo-foo shot, then the last 2 are ouzo.
Oh, fuck. Ouzo's awful.
Awful. So Allison initially refused to do it, and they literally were like, you're not getting on the boat. So after those 3 shots, she was just shit-faced. And we get on the boat, we take those, and, they just got these large chests of beer. And we were just doing shotgun after shotgun after shotgun to the point where you're like, I know I'm going to get sick from drinking, but I literally am just going to continue and just plan on puking. Because I knew I was like, it was going to hit me all at once. So about 45 minutes to an hour into the booze cruise, when we are all just hammered, we stop at this 60-foot rock in the middle of the ocean. And they're just like, in the middle of the Adriatic Sea. And they're like, all right, this is the first cliff jump. And Allison was like, you're not doing that. You will literally kill yourself. And I'm like, kind of fighting her for God knows what reason on that. But eventually kind of am subdued and I'm just like, all right. So literally, you climb up like a fairly steep face. And I was watching it and being like, how someone doesn't die doing this every time there's a fucking booze cruise, I don't understand. So they eventually make it to the top, Lee, Big Cat Smith, and Tatey. And they make it to the top, and the guy who's kind of running the booze cruise has this big microphone. And there's a girls doing it too, and he's like, anyone who jumps naked gets free drinks, or something like that, trying to get the girls to take their tops off. Lee and Smith immediately take off their tops.
They are both males, correct?
They are both males and are just butt naked on top of this rock. The funniest thing about it is on this booze cruise, there were like some relatively normal people. Like I remember looking and seeing like some like just European couples that were just like clearly didn't know what they were in for. They should have been warned by like the 3 shots to get on, but like were so unbelievably appalled. And Allison threatened to leave after this because she was just like, I am mortified, absolutely mortified that I even know these people. And so anyway, they start jumping, and Big Cat jumps first. Lee becomes a little apprehensive and kind of quivering, butt naked on the top of the rock when he realizes how far the drop is. A long enough time for Big Cat to have jumped, swam back around, and gotten back on the boat. And Big Cat was like, and Big Cat is very reckless. And he was just like, that was fucking dangerous. And I was like, yeah, tell me about it. And his wife is there too, Betsy, and she is not real impressed either. And then Lee jumps. And when he hits the water, becomes so discombobulated that his lifeless, butt-naked body is just like floating in the water, being washed up against the rock by the waves. And I'm like, oh my God, Lee is going to drown. So Big Cat just dives in the water, rescues Lee, and just has one arm around Lee's like lifeless, naked body as he's pulling him back, swimming and paddling him back to the boat. We have to reach over and like he hands us Lee, and we just pull like a butt-naked Lee aboard the boat. And like we're kind of like slapping him, and Allison's a nurse, and Betsy's a nurse too. So they're kind of like trying to get him like composed. We stand him up, and he's just stark naked, and he's so discombobulated, he just starts urinating. And the captain is just appalled, and the look on these people's faces as they stand there are just like, oh my god. So they're just like, because he's just peeing on the boat. And I have pictures documenting it that people were snapping as we're holding him up and he's just, urine is coming out of his dick. And then he just starts vomiting over himself. And the captain is just like, he's clearly got alcohol poisoning. And we're like, yes, he's got it very, very bad. And so we end up having just to take him underneath the boat and like lay him and like put a lot of blankets around him. And the booze cruise ends a little early, so we have to take him back. And then we take him up to his room, where he doesn't leave his room for 36 hours, and Phipps estimated pissed himself in his bed at least 5 times. And that room smelled so bad. Literally, the Greek maid that came by the room, they were like, we will give you $50 to go in there and clean the room. And she went in, saw how bad it was and how bad it smelled, and just handed them the money back and refused. And that is her job. So now I'll get the pictures of urine coming out of his head.